What's up YouTube? It's your girl Luvd by Erica and I'm back again with another video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, especially if you're new to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn the bell on so that you'll be notified every time I post another video. And also head on over to my Instagram account at all lowercase The Real Erica White and make sure you follow me there as well. Good morning y'all. I don't know where all this energy is coming from. I'm loving it. I'm like McDonald's. I am loving it y'all. Yeah, I didn't really have an appetite this morning. So I've been drinking my daily greens. If y'all don't know what that is, then let me show you. I've been drinking those at least 3 times a day because it's good for your iron, and that way I don't have to just eat greens and stuff like that all the time. You feel me? This video is gonna be very, very interesting because I'm actually talking about the one time that this guy tried to convince me to join his little polygamy, his little triangle girls, or whatever you want to call it. I don't even know. I'm gonna start all the way from day 1 of meeting him. Then I'm gonna get into this video, y'all. Last year, January 29th, which was my birthday, of course, coming around the corner, okay? Big 28 in the building. But I released my first book, okay? And before then, like, I was getting connected with other, you know, authors or whatever, trying to expand my horizon right here in Houston. Of course, I was online and I seen where this lady was having like her first book release. She had wrote a book. I'm not gonna mention the book nor her because that's kind of, yeah, that's another story time for y'all. Okay, I had drove a little while, like I drove some hours to get to this event because like back then and even now I'm still like into networking and stuff like that. Like that's just my thing. I'm an introvert, but I still like meeting new people because, you know, they can teach me something that I don't know and vice versa. And plus these people are already rich, so I'm like, well, if everybody else in the room is already rich, I'm bound to be the next one, you feel me? I go to this event, y'all, and like I said, I had just, you know, released my book. So with me in my trunk, I had a whole box full of probably about like 75 to 100 books. Like the book just came out, the website was messing up. The lady that helped me publish my book just didn't really know what she was doing, and that's the reason why I didn't promote the book, because I wasn't really satisfied. For me, it was more so of what was inside of the book. So I'm at this booking event, and at the end of the event, you know, she's over there collecting money for her book. Girl, get it how you live. Now I'm talking about the lady because it was her event. I came up with this idea. I'm like, you know what? I got all these books in my trunk. So why not just start handing them out for free? A lot of times you got to do stuff for free before you get paid. Now all my real entrepreneurs and business people out there, y'all may understand where I'm coming from, and if you don't understand, then I don't know what to tell you. So I go down the elevators, I grab probably about like 20 to 30 books, all the ones that I could fit in my arms, of course. I just started handing them out because, like I said, at that point it really wasn't about the money, it was about the message, okay? And I keep trying to tell y'all that, but for some reason y'all don't be understanding. I started handing out books, handing out books, and everybody was kind of shocked that I was like giving them away for free. So people were like, no, you need to start collect your money, girl. Like, you done drove this far, you paid a lot of money to get this book published, to write it, like all of that, so you need to get your money up. People automatically started like handing me 20s and 40s and, you know, like hundreds of dollars, and they was even asking for my cash out. Like, they was sending me cash out payments, and the book was only what, $17.99 or $19.99, I don't know, I haven't looked at it in a while. They were really like coming through for you, girl. I ran across this guy that was inside of the event. Like, he just kept like looking at me. Like, he not too short, but like I'm probably a little taller than him. According to most females, I'm a little on the tall side. Yeah, so if he's shorter than me, then yeah. I noticed that he kept staring at me, and you know, while the event and stuff like that was going on, but I didn't really pay no attention to it. Now let me tell y'all the type of guy that he was. Look, we're gonna call him, because I can't call him that name because then he's probably watching this and then he'll know I'm talking about him. But even if he is watching it, he already gonna know I'm talking about him. But then there's other people that's watching this that's gonna know that I'm talking about him, and I don't want them to know that, okay? We're gonna call him Samuel. His name actually starts with a K. So we're gonna go on the other end of the spectrum and we're gonna call the dude Samuel, Sammy, Sam, whatever you wanna call it. I noticed that Samuel kept staring at me, and he's one of those guys where you can tell that he got money, you know, because again, he was a business person. He's a business owner. Like, he pulled up, you know what I'm saying, BMW style, brand newest one, had his shades on, and he was bald underneath there, so he ain't had no haircut or whatever. He probably was shaving every morning, I don't know. I mean, he had his snapback on, like, fit, just nice crease to the gods, okay? Like, shoes, spotless. Don't play with him, okay? He walks up to me and he's like, here, you know, he gonna use some money for your book. I'm gonna make sure I read this. And so I'm like, cool. Make sure you do that. Some interesting stuff in there. He was like, hey, what are you doing after the event? Mind you, okay, so I was 26 then. No, I had just turned, yeah, I was 26 then. My brain. I had just turned 26 because her event wasn't until a month after my birthday. And my birthday is January 29th. So I had just turned 26. And he is, I'm 27 now. He's probably about 30, 36, 37. Because I believe he was probably about 10 years older than me. So anyways, y'all, dude asked me, well, what are you doing after this event? Mind you, I drove pretty far to get to the event, so I'm like, oh, nothing, probably just gonna go get me something to eat. And he's like, well, hey, how about you stop by my office? We can discuss business. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm thinking like, dude trying to like sponsor me or something like that, or, you know, like give me some, you know what I'm saying? Like, give me some money to start something and we can go half and half on. Because when you say business, 9 times out of 10, business mean money. In today's world, like, I don't think business means anything else. Like, if it does, I mean, leave me a comment in the comment section down below. After the event, I followed him to his office, which means that his office really wasn't too far from the spot that we were at anyway. I got in my car, he got in his car, and I followed him there, got out, followed him upstairs and stuff like that. Well, up the elevators, because I wasn't about to take no stairs, because I believe his office was like pretty. It's like one of them really tall buildings downtown Houston. Like, if y'all know what I'm talking about, leave me a comment in the comment section down below, okay? We're going up these elevators. I don't even know what they call. It's the ones that you can kind of look down and see everything. Mind y'all, I'm a little afraid of heights. It's like sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. But in that case, I was scared of heights, okay? So we get to his office and he opened up the office door and I see like these like bags and stuff like everywhere. Like, and not just any bags, like I guess he had like a clothing line. Like, that was his business. He had t-shirts and stuff that was like, you know, pre-ordered. And like his office was so junky. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, he's a man. He had like shirts. He had hats, coats, like all that stuff. And the stuff was cute. Like, I can't hate. The stuff was really cute. He asked me, he was like, what size shirt do you wear? And I was like, a small. He picks up this shirt. It was like black and it had like red flirty eyes on it and stuff like that. And it read, dang, what did the shirt say? I think it said, I'm a flirt, or something flirtatious or something like that. And he was like, here you go. And so in my head, I'm like, so you brought me all the way over here to give me a free t-shirt? And he's like, well, I want you to take a picture in this and send it to my Instagram. I give out free t-shirts every now and again if you pretty and you got a nice body, and I'll put you on my Instagram. Now, at the time, I really didn't, I mean, he was only just gonna get my face and you know, this area because that's, you know, the shirt or whatever. So I didn't see nothing wrong with that. I'm walking out and he's like, well, hey, if you need anything, let me know. Here's my business card right here. So I took the business card, got home, put the shirt on, got cute, stopped playing. I had to end up calling him for something. I just cannot remember what it was. It didn't have nothing to do with nothing flirtatious. It didn't have nothing to do with, you know, like anything in a relationship aspect, it was strictly business. I don't know if it was, that's what it was. I had a question about my book, because when I went to the event, there was also an older guy there, probably about 65, 70 years old. He helps people write books or whatever, and so I had a question because I wanted to redo the cover of my book, and somehow Samuel got brung up, and so he was like, oh, well, give Samuel a call. So I called Samuel, and that's how dude got my number. And it went from there. But after discussing business, of course, you know, because I don't really never like, I can never really tell when a guy like is interested. But in this particular situation, I knew that he was interested, but like he didn't make an approach to be like, oh, I'm interested in you, girl. I just thought like, oh, he think I'm pretty, he want me to promote his clothing line. I didn't think that it was on the level of, oh, this dude is really interested, you feel me? After that, like he started to like text and call me to like check up on me, like, hey, you good, you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm good, but when you moving here? And I'm like, oh, I don't know yet, because I got this. At the time, I was a single mother, I was working as a police officer and stuff like that, just working, trying to take care of my little man, you know what I'm saying? We stayed in touch a lot. Like, it's crazy because he was like really nice, but then he was too nice. It was kind of sort of like a brother nice, you know what I'm saying? And so he started like asking me questions about like my relationships, past relationships and stuff like that. And at the time, y'all know your girl was on the market. Not that I was interested in him, but I mean, he asked, so I told. He was like, oh yeah, I'm single too. Fast forward to when I actually had moved closer to his area. I needed help moving into my new house, and I really don't know too many people in that area. Now I have like family in that area, but they're a little missing the action. I called him to help me move in and stuff like that, and he was very helpful. But then he started like, after that, he started asking me questions like, have you ever dated a girl before? And I was like, no, I haven't. Never kissed one, never did other stuff with them, never held hands with one. Like, I'm just not interested in that thing. But then I did have a separate story to tell him about a female. That's another story time. So I don't know if he took that and ran with it, like maybe I can convince her to like this female, I don't know, but he just started like talking about like inappropriate stuff, like 1, 2, 3 sums, you know. He just basically just flat out told me that, you know, he got 2 girlfriends. And I'm like, dude, you got 2 girlfriends? And he's like, yeah, we all live together. And I was like, and they okay with that? Do they know all 3 of y'all live together? I mean, like, is you in some type of big mansion and she on one end of the house and the other girl on the other end of the house and you in the middle? Like, are you sure that they know about each other? Because it's 2019. Then it was 2019. It's 2020 now. But it's 2019 and ain't nobody interested in sharing nothing. You know what I'm saying? So are you sure? And he's like, yeah. Like, he started laughing. He's like, yeah. And me, I had heard about polygamy, but I didn't know anybody that did polygamy, you know what I'm saying? And the dude, he's a black guy, so like I don't know, I guess he just had the best of both worlds, I don't know. But I was curious about, you know, the topic or whatever, and I wanted to know, like, how do you manage to do this? Like, how are they not jealous? Like, how do you manage your time between both people? So the girl started asking him questions, and by me asking him questions made him think that I was interested. And it's like, I'm not interested in your little triangle girls, okay? I'm just trying to figure out, like, because this is an interesting topic. I may want to write a book on this. You should write a book on this, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to figure out, like, how do you navigate through this without it being any issue? So then he started to break it down. He's like, well, you know, we all work. He's like, so not only do we have 1 income, not only do we have 2 incomes, but we have 3. So I'm like, okay. So he's like, pretty much we all helping each other out. So then I wanted to get a little personal with him. I was like, look, if this is too personal for you, the next question that I'm about to ask, then, you know, you can tell me to mind my business, or you can tell me that you don't want to talk about it. But I have to know for myself, okay? Because I just got to know. The question was, like, when it comes to doing things, grown-up things, like, how does that come into play? Like, do y'all all three together each time, or do you do more with this one than that one? Like, how is your life not in shambles right now? Like, because I know women, because I'm a woman, and I'm not gonna share, you feel me? So if you talking to my dude, I promise you I don't know about it, because if I knew, he wouldn't be my dude. Period. So he's like, yeah, every time, and then unless, you know, for personal reasons or whatever. So then I'm like, so they don't get jealous? Like, you don't show one more attention than the other one? And he's like, no. You know, like, he's like, there's no jealousy because they're mature enough to understand that I'm the king. We don't do no arguing or whatever. And me, I'm like, you a king? But how you a king and you ain't no king? And he's like, don't disrespect me, I am a king. I'm like, I'm not being disrespectful. You ain't no king, though. Like, boy, go sit down. Like, ain't nobody trying to hear all that. So anyways, long story short, I, you know, asked him more and more questions, and then I realized that he kept bringing up something about security. Like I said, at the time, I was a police officer. So he's like, well, I ain't gonna be over here in America too much longer. Like, me and my girls, we gonna be moving to a different country, you know what I'm saying? Because society have everybody thinking that America is where we belong, but we really don't. Like, dude started talking real weird, and then he had like all of these other religious beliefs. Like, he believed in God, but then he believed that, like, in the Bible, he didn't believe half of the stuff that's in the Bible. Or should I say, he believed in God, but he didn't believe in the Bible. And he had like his own reasons and stuff like that, you know. He was just basically like, the part in the Bible when it talks about like how God made, you know, man and woman, and it talks about monogamy and all this other stuff. He said that it's a scam to trick our mind and stuff. Like, dude was so like very manipulative that if I was like a weak-minded female, I would probably be one of his triangle girls. Dude was very, very, very convincing, to the point where like he started like picking arguments, and like he was getting frustrated because I wasn't going for what he was saying. Dude told me that whenever he go overseas, or whenever he move overseas, that he wants to hire security to watch over his profits and his house and stuff or whatever, and basically be there to protect the other girls. So he wanted me to join the triangle girls, which then really it wouldn't be triangle anymore, because triangle is 3. But y'all get what I'm saying. And I'm like, boy, you done lost your everlasting mind. It was just an interesting topic for me. I'm not interested in that, would never be interested in that ever. But it was just crazy to have somebody like for the first time like try to convince you to become a polygamist. I mean, like, he was asking me to go to church with him, and I was like, which church is you going to, brother? And he was like, well, everybody in there, they got 2 wives. And I'm like, I want to stay away from that. He was like, y'all missing out on the fun, because y'all reverted to the Bible, and y'all gonna see, you know, when we die one day, that God really intended for us to have multiple people. So I'm like, okay, let me ask you a question. Can they have another dude on the side, or are you the only one that can have multiple women? And he's like, no, they can't have another dude on the side. So I'm like, okay, so if that's your rule, do you consider that cheating? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, dude, it's really some screws missing in your head. Like, I don't judge nobody that's a polygamist, just like I don't judge nobody that like the same sex. This is the end of this video. I no longer speak to Samuel. I haven't spoken to him since last year. Don't plan on speaking to him. Now, if I see him at an event or something like that, because Houston is so small, it'll be like a, hey, How you doing? So I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. It was a very interesting story time. Like, what are your beliefs? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you monogamy or are you polygamy? And hey, whichever one you choose, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna judge you or whatever. That's not my thing. I don't got a heaven and hell to put either one of y'all in. You know what I'm saying? But if you are polygamy, I would like to know in the comment section down below, like, why you are polygamy. Why you think that it's better than just being with one person. Is your energy gone? Is you burnt out for having to deal with two women that's having two women and their attitudes is just all over the, like, I'm curious to see how you fellas do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do y'all do it? So anyways, once again, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, especially if you're new to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to make sure your bell is turned on so that you will be notified every time I post another video. And also, don't forget to follow me on my Instagram account at all lowercase, The Real Erica White. And I will see you guys in another video today. Peace.